Transfers out of the European Union. In principle, it is forbidden to transfer personal data to a third country, namely a country outside the European Union. However, the European legislator has provided three categories of means allowing transfers to third countries. The first category relates to adequacy decisions, namely decisions through which the European Commission recognized that a third country, a territory of a third country, or an industry of a third country provided an adequate level of protection. So, in compliance with the adequacy decision, your organization may transfer data to this third country, or to an industry in this third country. The Commission has made several adequacy decisions for several countries, the last one being Japan. The full list of countries in adequacy is shown on the slides. The second category applies to what we will include under the names of the appropriate safeguards. Such safeguards include codes of conduct, which are codes intended to ensure the proper implementation of this regulation in a specific industry, for instance. The text of the regulation considers that these codes take into account the specific needs of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. These codes are written by associations and other bodies representing the categories of controllers, who must get the codes approved by the competent supervisory authority. Standard clauses adopted by the European Commission, or by a supervisory authority. Legally binding corporate rules. A certification with a binding commitment. The third category is the category of derogations, with restrictive interpretation, which means that no other derogation than those envisaged in the regulation may exist. The derogations that allow data transfers out of the European Union are the explicit consent of the data subject. Typically, it is an excellent solution because it allows the controller to provide the natural persons with specific information at the time of this request for consent. The need to transfer the data to fulfill a contract between the data subject and the data controller. The need to transfer the data to enter or fulfill a contract in the interest of the data subject. The need to transfer the data for important reasons of public interest. The need to transfer the data for the establishment, exercise or defense of legal claims. If a natural person must defend legal claims in Uganda, a data transfer can take place based on this derogation. The protection of the vital interests of the data subject. Be careful when the data subject is physically or legally incapable of giving consent. Take, for example, the case of a traveler who fell into a coma in Thailand after a fall. The Thai hospital may request the medical file from a European hospital to provide appropriate care. Transfer based on a registry intended to provide information to the public and open to consultation by the public. The last derogation is that of compelling legitimate interests pursued by the controller. Let's remember that this last derogation is subject to very strict enforcement conditions that must be considered if your company decides to base a transfer outside the European Union on this derogation.